Hey, y'all. Shane Sams here from the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast and flippedlifestyle.com, the leader of the Flipped Lifestyle community. And I'm here with another awesome training to help you start, build, and grow a membership site of your own. You know, one of the things that I always hear is, man, that sounds great. I just don't believe it. I can't believe that it's possible to become and stay self-employed, to make your entire living from home, to be location independent. Come on. I know that's great for you and Jocelyn. You pulled it off, but is that really possible for other real people? Or are you guys somebody special? Like, I just don't know if I believe it's possible for me. So that's what we're going to do in today's training. I'm going to give you 7 real world, real people, amazing examples of completely different people, completely different niche markets, completely different areas in the world where they live. And every one of them made it to the next level and got their business off the ground and made it happen in their life. So buckle up for today's training. I'm going to prove to you that online business is real. Real people can do it, and real people can change their family's future. Welcome to the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast, where life always comes before work. We're your hosts, Shane and Jocelyn Sams. We're a real family that figured out how to make our entire living online. And now we help other families do the same. Are you ready to flip your life? All right, let's get started. All right, so let's settle in here. And I'm not going to talk a lot about my story. I hope you know a little bit about my story. Jocelyn and I were teachers in Southeast Kentucky back in 2012. And we had some bad situations go down at work, and we decided that we wanted something different for our family, for our future, and for our life. And, you know, a couple kids from Kentucky, you know, just working normal 9-to-5 school teaching jobs. I was a social studies teacher, and my wife was an elementary school librarian. I was also a football coach, and we were able to start an online business that replaced our income, and we became and stayed self-employed. That's what probably brought you here today. Was some version of that story that you've heard either when we've been guesting or maybe even on the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast. But we have now, over the past, when did we launch? I think it was like 6 or 7 years ago, seen hundreds and hundreds of people come through the Flipped Lifestyle community. And we have seen people from all over the world, from North Dakota to Florida, from California to New York, and everywhere in between. We have seen so many real people, working parents, come into the Flipped Lifestyle community and succeed. And I love telling these stories. I love bragging on these people because they've put in the work, they've made the investment, and they've done their job and put the time in to be successful. But I love our community because we have so many different people and so many different niches. And it's so good to hear real stories of real people who made it, so we can be inspired and we can look at them and we can say, hey, you don't have to be a Harvard grad. You don't have to be a PhD. You don't have to be well connected. There's no barrier to entry into online business. If you can start a Facebook page, if you can start a podcast, if you can start a website, you can build a business online that can change your family's future. So I've got 7 of my favorite and some of the best success stories from the Flipped Lifestyle community. We've got men, we've got women, we've got fathers, we've got moms, we've got people from all walks of life here in these stories. And I just want to show you that it's possible for anyone. It's possible for you. You just have to believe that real people can do this. And when you hear these stories, I know for a fact that you're going to believe that you can do it too. First up, one of my favorite stories from the Flipped Lifestyle community. A guy that's become a very good friend of mine as we've gotten to know each other over the years in the community. I remember when I first met this guy, man, he was really, really stuck. And since that day that we got on our first coaching call, this guy has become one of my very, very good friends. I remember we were celebrating after Flip Your Life Live 2018. We were up in the presidential suite at this hotel that we had rented out for our big live event that we have every year. And we were sitting there and we were sipping on a Kentucky bourbon together, and we were toasting each other. Just a guy from California and a guy from Kentucky and our other buddy from Canada. His name's Chris. And we were all hanging out and just having a good time and celebrating how our lives have changed so much over the past few years. The guy I'm talking about, his name is Evan Burse. Evan is a dad. He's got 4 kids. He's a husband. He's got an amazing wife named Zena, and they're just such a good couple. And when Evan came to me, he said, man, I've got a YouTube channel that's got a pretty good following. And, I've got a good job. I actually have what I would consider my dream job, but it's wearing me down. It's grinding me into pulp. I'm working 70 hours a week. And I said, where do you work? And Evan said, I'm an illustrator at Marvel. I'm second in command of the Incredible Hulk. And I freaked out. I was like, are you kidding me? That's amazing. But he's like, yeah, this was my dream job, but it's now kind of turning into a nightmare, not because of the people, not because of the work, because of the hours. And I just really wish that I could do what I love, which is specifically draw superheroes and comic book characters for a living without having to work so hard to do it. And we looked at his YouTube channel. We looked at his Facebook page. He had a pretty good social following, but he wasn't really making any money online. So I said, hey, start a membership. So he started a membership called thecartoonblock.com, where he teaches people who want to learn how to draw superheroes, male superheroes, female superheroes, superheroes getting in fights with villains, how to draw the villains, how to draw the setting, how to draw the background. And he said, do you think this will really work? I mean, who would really want to do this? I mean, man, people want to learn how to draw. They want to be able to mimic their favorite superheroes. Let's give it a shot. So we go out and we launch, and he gets a bunch of members in the first week. He sells $10,000 in the first week. And then he made enough money in that first month, and he got enough members in that first month where he felt comfortable to go in and say, you know what? This is my future. Marvel, it's been a dream. But he resigned from his dream job because he created a new dream and a new vision for his family. He's got an awesome website. It's called thecartoonblock.com. If you want to go check that out, that's a real example of a real person who was just grinded into a pulp by the corporate life, wanted something different, launched a membership site, and now they're making their full-time online. Check Evan out over at thecartoonblock.com. My next example, my next case study of a real person that succeeded online is one of my favorite people on the planet, Flipped Lifestyle community member Jeanette Stein. Now, Jeanette is a rock star. She is good, man. She's going to put in the work. She's going to put in the time. She's going to do whatever it takes. But when Jeanette came to us, she had made pennies online in the few months before she joined the Flipped Lifestyle community. And she got into the forums one night, and she was kind of venting. And she said, I just don't know what to do. I got some background information, and then I wrote an epic blog post in the forums. I wrote like a huge, 500, 600 word reply. And I said, this is what you're going to do. You're going to do it over the next 12 weeks, and it's going to happen. You're too good to sit here and not make this happen. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Jeanette. Jeanette was up for the challenge, but Jeanette has like 6 kids. Jeanette was working full time. Jeanette's husband worked full time. And yes, I said 6 kids. Let's just go back and rewind the tape if you want to prove it. She's got 6 kids. So, everybody always says, oh, I got a couple kids. I just don't have time. Well, let me introduce you to Jeanette, because she's got 6 kids. If you've got less than 6 kids, you're making excuses. You know why? Because Jeanette made it happen. She got up at 4 a.m. and worked till 7 every day to build her membership area, to create her following, to build an audience. She launches her membership at the back to school time, perfect peak time. And 3 or 4 months after she joined the Flipped Lifestyle community, making pennies the months before, she went in and she resigned from her full-time job. And she built an amazing business for math teachers, for high school math teachers. She sells math lesson plans to various age groups. And now she's even taken the next step and gotten into an amazing partnership and job with this company, that a door that never would have opened if she had not already been an online entrepreneur. She still runs her other business on the side, and she is just making things happen. Her life has completely flipped upside down in the best possible way. And did I mention that she made this happen? She built a membership site with 6 kids. Y'all, if you're listening to this, you're watching this training at any point, and you're listening to my voice, you got less than 6 kids, you got to make something happen. Jeanette Stein, awesome lady. She's from Michigan. And man, what an amazing story. My next favorite, one of my other favorite members is Rena Oriana. Rena is a Flipped Lifestyle alumni from California. And when she came to us, she was in the forum. She goes, I've got an idea. I just don't know if it'll work. And I said, all right, we've heard everything from Bigfoot memberships to Venus flytraps. So shoot, Rena, tell us what you got. Well, I bet we can pull it off. And she said, I'm a flamenco dancer. I swear she said this. She said, I am a flamenco dancer. I have a flamenco dance studio. I believe it's in Los Angeles. And she said, I'm just really getting ground to a pulp. I don't know how to grow this thing. It's so location based. It's so niche. It's so specific. And I just don't know how to grow my membership, my studio. And we said, hey, the good thing is there are flamenco enthusiasts, I'm sure, all over the world. And online business would allow you to teach flamenco dance through courses. It would allow you to connect flamenco dance enthusiasts together. And it would allow you to become a leader in the flamenco dancing community, which is apparently a thing. And so she said, okay, let's do it. She launches her membership. She makes it to the 100 member mark doing what she loves. And that's dancing flamenco and teaching people the art of the flamenco dance style. And it's all done right from her studio there in California. She expanded her revenue. And now she's got this amazing business where she's online and off. And she's just absolutely crushing it. She built a business, guys, on flamenco dancing. What idea do you have? I guarantee you could do something too if she can build an amazing online business from flamenco dancing. My next story is Paul Clifford. This is our fourth case study for today's training. Paul is a great guy, just an absolutely great guy. And he had been spending years making next to nothing as a freelancer in the AV world, doing audio and video tech for churches and events and festivals and things like that. Now, I love Paul, one, because he's a great guy. He's a great husband. He's a great dad. But he's also another Kentucky guy. He's from Kentucky, man. We don't live too far away. So I got to get Paul into the list because he's a fellow Kentuckian who's crushing it in the online membership game. Now, Paul, for the first couple years in the community, man, he built it slow. This was the opposite of an overnight success story, guys. It took a long time for Paul to become an overnight success story. Paul built his business brick by brick, opens his membership, gets a member here, gets a member there. And he had fought and clawed for so many months going in to Flip Your Life Live in 2019. And he got up to 25 members. And he was super pumped. He's like, wow, I've got this little extra cash. I'm still freelancing and I'm doing stuff like that, but I really want to get to 100. So we coached Paul up, gave him some suggestions. He signed up for the Membership Masters newsletter, my monthly marketing newsletter for subscribers, where I tell them what to do every single day. And he followed it for months to a T. And his business exploded. It went from 25 to 50 to 75 to 100. He crosses the 100 mark, all the way up past 150. And then just last week or two, on Black Friday, he had an amazing promotion. And Paul had his first 5-figure month, over $10,000. I think it was somewhere around $12,000 to $13,000 in a single month in his membership site. The most money he had ever made in his entire life in a single month. And he did it with online business. He did it with memberships. He didn't do it with freelancing. He didn't do it with AV work. He did it by focusing on his niche, which is teaching churches how to use technology to live stream and present better presentations and use software to create a better experience for their churchgoers. So not only is Paul making a ton of money now and doing a great job with that, but he is having an impact all over the world in churches. And Paul and I have been talking a lot since his big success story. And one of the coolest things about it was seeing Paul's kids watch their dad succeed and watching that money climb 5,000, 10,000, 12,000. And they are both so inspired. That's going to leave some seeds that probably change their life as well. My next success story, the fifth one on today's list. And let me tell you something, people. I didn't just grab like the only 7. Like, we have hundreds of people who've crushed it in the Flipped Lifestyle community. And I'm just picking a good cross section of what's possible inside of the Flipped Lifestyle community, so you can see what might be possible for your family too. We've got dozens and dozens and dozens of success stories that you can go read on flippedlifestyle.com in the community. We've got over 1,000 success stories in our forums that have been posted since we started, people making things happen in their online business. But I just wanted to give you guys some examples today as well. And one of the best examples of an awesome success story in the Flipped Lifestyle community is our good friend Kevin Depew from Relax and Learn Guitar. Now, when Kevin came into the community, he was a lot like many of you probably. He said, hey, I have no idea what I'm going to do, but I'm going to try something. I'm just going to try an idea. And I don't even remember. His idea was so bad. And if Kevin's ever watches this, dude, I love you. But if his idea was so bad, I looked at it the very first time and I looked over at Jocelyn and I said, this is not going to work. This is terrible. It was awful. It was like paint dry material, right? Grass growing material. Just, it didn't seem like good at all. And I said, Kevin, listen, man, this is terrible. Because I don't sugarcoat things much, guys. I want you to succeed, and I ain't got time to worry about your feelings. So I said, Kevin, this is terrible, man. What do you really want to do this? And he's like, nah, I just thought it would be okay because it's something I knew about. And I said, well, what do you really know? What's a skill you have? What do you know how to do? And he said, well, I know how to play guitar. I said, really? I said, tell me what you like about the guitar. He said, man, after a stressful day at the 9 to 5, and I like to come home, my wife's there, and we're empty nesters, so we got a little more time on our hands. And Shane, I just love to relax and learn and play my guitar. And then I said back to him, hey, do you think people would like to relax and learn guitar? Like, what if you could get empty nesters who had a little extra time on their hand to watch you play guitar? You don't have to be Eddie Van Halen to teach somebody how to play guitar. You just got to show them how. I mean, you're way ahead of them because you can actually play songs. So why don't you just relax and teach people guitar? You can play while you're playing. Just give them some pointers and that'll be your thing. So he launches Relax and Learn Guitar, and it absolutely blows up. He races to 100 members. He's crushing it. He's getting ready to retire and just go all in on Relax and Learn Guitar. Last time I talked to Kevin was a couple weeks ago, and he said that he was approaching 200 members, and he's built this entire business playing guitar. And he's never been in a band. He's never had a number one signal. He's never been a rock star. He's never taught at a university. He doesn't have a music degree. He's a guy that loved guitar, and he taught people how to play guitar. And now he has a thriving membership. Imagine getting 200 people to pay you $50 a month. That's $10,000. $10,000 a month, guys, that you could be making out there if you build a membership site. He took something he knew and loved, and he built it into an amazing online business. And shout out to Kevin's amazing wife. They are an awesome family, and we absolutely love them. He was the member of the year in 2018 in the Flipped Lifestyle community, not because he was successful in launching and building his business, but Kevin also gives back to the community so much, and he answered more posts and had more conversations with other members in the forums than any other member in 2018, and that's why he was our member of the year. All right, now our next case study or success story to help you believe that it's possible for you to, real people making it happen here. I haven't talked about any, people in Mensa with 190 IQs. I haven't talked to anybody with any fancy degrees or certifications or any crazy, numbers in their backstory. These are real people taking what their God-given talents, their God-given abilities, and their God-given experiences and turning them into membership sites and making a good living online doing it. And the next one is a prolific success story. Her name is Jennifer Bradley. Jennifer is a speech language pathologist, right? And she came to us and said, hey, I help school speech language pathologists. I help them, with their caseload. We have a case management system where they can come in and keep up with all their records. We have resources that they can use with their kids, that they can go out and help these kids and their families with these problems that they might be having with speech. And, a lot of our stuff is sold in third-party marketplaces, and I really just want a membership that I can blow up, and I control all the revenue, and I'm not splitting revenue with people. So we build a membership for Jennifer. She launches and gets it out there, gets a bunch of members, and within very little time, I think about a year, she went from 0 to 1,000 members. 1,000 members. Imagine 1,000 people paying you $50 a month, or imagine 1,000 people paying you $25 a month. And Jennifer grew this through the Flipped Lifestyle community. She came to our live events. She did the program, all the courses. She did my coaching program. She was in my Roundtable Voxer programs where she worked with me personally. And we built this amazing site. And now she is an absolute juggernaut in this space because of her amazing resources, tools, and communities. And one of the coolest success stories is when people get to quit their jobs, right? So of course, Jennifer is doing this full time. you know? And so she's crushing this membership. But this story is even more amazing because she was able to give her husband the opportunity to quit his job. And now he's helping her and he's pursuing his dream. And he's building his own thing. They get to spend time with their kids. They get to control their schedule, and they are making an insane income, all because they got in. They were just normal people, a normal couple. When we sat down at dinner with them in 2019 to celebrate their success, and we were just talking about our kids and all the kid stuff and how stressful things were, and with little kids, and how your marriage is just stressful with you got kids and business. And we were just having a normal conversation with normal people because Jennifer and her husband are absolutely amazing, and they are an awesome example of what's possible when you believe in yourself and you take what you know and love and create an online business too. And the last example, not the least example, and definitely not the only examples in the Flip 5 Style community, but I was trying to pick a wide spread of different niches. We got everybody from guitar players to tech people to flamenco dancers to teachers to artists in this group. And my last one is the my professional example of a Flip 5 Style community member who absolutely crushed it. Her name is Blair Green, and she has a site called PharmapreneurAcademy.com. Blair was a pharmacist, and she wanted to teach pharmacists how to add services into their pharmacy so they wouldn't be so dependent on the doctors and the commodity that is our drug system, where they're passing out medicine. So she created systems and plans and went out to help pharmacists really make more money, really have better practices, really be able to invest in more people. And she came to us and she had this membership going. It was kind of going, but she had like this big paywall. And we sat down and we restructured Blair's entire business model because we wanted her membership to be open where people could come into it and there weren't any barriers. Well, she goes out and implements exactly what we tell her to do. And Blair builds her membership to this amazing community of pharmacists from all over the country, and she grows it within a few months to over $30,000 a month. Now, Blair is just a normal mom from Arkansas. Yeah, she went to school. She's a pharmacist, but she had a dream. She had a vision, and she turned it into an online membership, and it has really changed everything. And here's the funny thing. Blair is put together. She is professional. She is top notch, buttoned up. I mean, she's awesome. She's an amazing woman. And I told her, she's like, how am I going to sell this? How am I going to film these videos? How am I going to do it so fast? And I said, keep it simple. Get out your phone. Don't even turn it sideways. Turn it up and down to make it look like you don't know what you're doing. Go out in the backyard with sweatpants and a t-shirt on, right? And do something crazy. We actually, for one of the promotions, I told her to make a time capsule. And I told her to do a quick video where she was digging a ditch and burying a time capsule. And she filmed herself doing this. And I told her to run into the camera and go, listen, I want you to know that I see the future. I know what's going to happen in pharmacy over the next 5 years. And I just wrote it down and put it in that time capsule. And I'm not digging it up until 2025, right? And then she said, but I'm going to reveal what was in the time capsule at this webinar. So she does this webinar. She gets a bunch of people and she just blows it up all with this simple campaign that she filmed on her iPhone. And I think she buried a sandwich bag full of stuff. She just held up. She didn't even make an actual time capsule. She just held up like a big gallon Ziploc bag. Blair is amazing. And she listens to all my crazy ideas. Thank goodness. And it's really paid off for her. So listen, there's 7 different examples. I mean, you've got 8 counting me and Jocelyn. Jocelyn and I were just normal people, teachers from Southeast Kentucky, and we were able to start, build, and grow an online business. Evan is an artist. He was able to make the membership model succeed. Jeanette was also a teacher, and she was able to replicate what we did in the teacher space. Rena is a flamenco dancer, and she was able to build her tribe and build her membership and build her community. Paul is a tech guy. He's just the guy running the soundboards, guy running your live streams, guy running your, he's the dude that sits in the electronic booth at church, right? And he was able to turn that skill, that experience, that wisdom into an online business. Kevin, he just sits around, relaxes, and plays guitar, and he gets paid to do it. Jennifer was a speech language pathologist, and Blair was a pharmacist. You can see that this is spread all over the niches. You can go anywhere, you can go wide, anything that you can learn or know or skill or coach or teach, you can turn it into an amazing membership site in your online business. So I hope that these examples of success stories from the Flipped Lifestyle community, I hope that they have inspired you today. I hope that they have shown you what's possible today. And I hope that they have given you a belief that, hey, I've got a skill. God gave me talents. God gave me abilities. Hey, God gave me experiences, some wisdom, some life that I could reach back and help somebody else and make an impact on them through a membership site of your own. If you need any help with that, Flipped Lifestyle members, listen, you know where to find us. Go watch more trainings today in the Flipped Lifestyle Blueprint. Go and hang out in the Flipped Lifestyle community forums. Ask questions. We will help you find the answers. And don't forget that we are here for you through our support desk and also on all of our live watch parties and member calls. And if for some reason you are listening to this and you are not a Flipped Lifestyle community member, be like Evan, be like Jeanette, be like Rena, Paul, Kevin, Jennifer, and Blair, and get in the Flipped Lifestyle community. Watch the courses, hang out, and start, build, and grow a membership site of your own. You can try it for free. I don't know what you're waiting for. Head over to flippedlifestyle.com/free and start a free trial so that you may end up being one of these case studies, one of these success stories here in our training programs that we broadcast everywhere. Thank you for listening to today's training. I can't wait to help you and your family change your future inside of the Flipped Lifestyle community. Get in there, take action, and let's do whatever it takes to flip your life and make you a success story right away.